I'm getting a 57% reply rate on my automated outreach messages to new followers on Instagram. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it step by step so you can do the same thing and get similar results. Listen, if you're selling anything on Instagram, opening conversations with your new followers is literally the highest revenue generating task that you can do. These are not random cold leads. These are people who chose to follow you. These are people who already know you, who like your content, and who have decided to follow you, which means that whatever you have to say is interesting to them. So they might even be interested to become a paid client of your business. These are the most qualified leads you will ever have. So getting them to reply back to your message is exactly where the money is made. And that's exactly why we want to have the highest possible reply rate to these outreach messages. Now, most people will already know that you can automate outreach messages to new followers using ManyChat's new follow to DM feature. But what if I tell you that everyone is using it wrong? They're sending the same generic message to everyone, and that's why they get ignored. What I'm doing differently is simple. I'm sending the right message to the right people. And that's what gets me 57% reply rate fully on autopilot. And here's the best part. I am not a developer. I'm not a coder. And if I can set this up, then you can set it up as well. It's actually super simple. All you need to do is follow along with this video, do exactly what I show you, and at the end of it, you should have the same exact system running for yourself. I've got everything laid out for you in a Google Doc, so it's as simple as possible. And now let's get started. All right, here's the complete setup. Everything you will need is in this document. All the tools we need, all the links you need, all the templates you need, all the steps you need to do. Everything is in here, and if anything updates, I will always update this document. So simply go to this document and you will have everything you need. And as always, everything you need will be down in the description completely for free. So go ahead and grab it. And the reason this works so well comes down to two things. First, the system automatically checks every new follower if they actually fit my target audience and the ICP for my business. I do not want to send everyone a DM because I do not want to waste any messages on people who will never buy anyway. And second, if they do fit the criteria, AI creates a personalized outreach message based on their Instagram profile. Not some generic template or a copy-paste message, but an actually personalized message so these people think that I've spent a couple minutes on their Instagram profile to learn about them. And both of these things happen fully automatically. And the result for me is qualified conversations with potential buyers for my business. And now let's walk through the document and I'm going to show you exactly how this whole system works step by step. It's actually super simple. What you're seeing here is my DM tracker dashboard where I connected my new Instagram account just a couple weeks ago. And as you can see, I have a 57% reply rate on my outreach messages. The only outreach I'm sending and tracking from my account is the follow to DM automation. And in this time, I think I had like 1,000 or 1,500 new followers on this new account. And it only sent the messages to my ICP because 80 or 90% of the followers I got was through a viral reel, which were unrelated people who don't have a business, people who are not coaches, consultants, agencies, or anything similar, which can need my help. And it has sent 111 outreach messages, of which I already received 63 replies. All right, let's go through this document. The goal is we want to send personalized outreach messages to leads in our target audience to maximize reply rates and conversion rates. We want all of this done on autopilot for new followers of our account. What we need. So we will need 4 things. First, we will need ManyChat to connect to Instagram. Second, we will need N8N for the logic and the AI part. Third, we will need the DM tracker to track the reply rates and show us follow-ups that are necessary. And fourth, we will need the Data Prism API so we can scrape Instagram profiles using N8N. And if you do not have any or some of these tools, the good news is they're all free to start. So you can build this out completely for free and see if it works for you and if it's worth it or not. And even after that, these tools are not expensive at all. So it's definitely worth it, even if you just do it for this single automation. But yeah, most of you will have ManyChat already or N8N already or DM tracker or any other API to scrape Instagram. So this is the things we need. And as a preparation to do all of these steps, we will have to do a couple steps. First, you have to sign up to ManyChat and connect your IG account. You can skip this if you already have ManyChat. Second, you need to sign up to the M Tracker and connect your ManyChat account, and you can skip this as well if you have the M Tracker set up already. Third, you will need to sign up to N8N. I'm pretty sure this also works with Make or Zapier, but the templates I'm going to give you are with N8N. So go ahead and sign up to N8N to their free trial if you don't have that already. If you already have N8N, again, you can skip this step. And fourth, sign up to Data Prism. That's the API provider we are using to scrape Instagram profiles, and we got a sweet deal for everyone in our community because we know that scraping can be expensive. Everyone who uses our link, I will link it here in the document, will get 1,000 free credits when signing up. This means you can scrape 1,000 Instagram profiles for free, and after that it's pay as you go. And now, before I explain you how this whole system works, let me show you. So we have ManyChat and we have N8N. Everything we need in ManyChat is this one simple flow, and you will get the template for it, so you can simply copy paste it and implement it into your ManyChat without building this out. And we will need two flows on N8N. This on the top is the first flow, and this is the second flow. The first flow scrapes the details, scrapes the Instagram profile, and finds out if they are in our target audience or not. And the second flow creates a personalized AI message and sends it back to ManyChat. Super simple. The ManyChat flow triggers as soon as user follows your account, and then it waits for 30 seconds before it continues. In the meantime, N8N can scrape the profile, do all the AI tasks, and send back the data to ManyChat. After that, we are checking if the lead details have been updated through the N8N automation. If yes, we continue. If the tag is an ICP match, so if ICP is matched yes, then we continue, because we only want to tag relevant people, right? Only people in our target audience, and you can set this up as you wish. You simply tell AI who is your ICP, who is your target audience, and AI is going to check for you if it's an ICP match or not. If it's an ICP match, we continue here, set some fields, and send out the second webhook request to create the personalized message inside of N8N. We are using Claude for that. You can also use OpenAI, it doesn't really matter. And then N8N is going to respond back with the message we want to send. We are checking one more time if the outreach message has been generated, and if yes, we're assigning a tag, tracking everything with the DM tracker. This is the DM tracker node, so the DM tracker knows that we have sent this outreach message, and it can track the reply rates, because sadly ManyChat is not doing that, and Go High Level is not doing that as well. So DM tracker is the only tool out there that lets you track outreach reply rates, and it also does so many other things that coaches and consultants and everyone who sells on Instagram basically can need. It shows you follow-ups that are due. It shows you who in your DM setting team is working the best. It shows you follow-up statistics and so much more. So this is the node to send everything to the DM tracker to track it properly. And this is also where you have seen my reply rate results of 57%. Because I am tracking everything with the M tracker here. And then the last node is Instagram actually sending out the message. And one thing I didn't tell you yet is not just sending the right message to the right people, but also at the right time. And we have experimented a lot with this. And what most people do is they just set user follows your account, and then they do not set any time limit. So I have set it to 0 for a specific reason, but most people have this for 0. And if someone follows your account, they immediately get a message which screams, "This is an automated message, please ignore me." We don't want that, right? It should take at least a minute or so. And that's exactly what this flow does. We also tried 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, for example, but that's too long of a time frame for most people, because their attention span is just fucking 8 seconds these days. However, having this whole flow here, having a wait node here, which is 30 seconds, having a second webhook request, which is around 10 seconds, and having all this other stuff playing out around here, brings this to 40 to 60 seconds total runtime usually, which we have seen is perfect. However, if you want to make this wait time longer, and if you want to send them the message after 5 minutes, simply add here whatever you want. You can just add 5 minutes and then go with this, and it will take 5.5 minutes or something like that. You can also do 30 seconds. However, what you can also do, if these time delays are not detailed enough for you, you can simply add wait X second nodes in this flow, and it will just take longer to finish the flow and then send out the message. So there is multiple options for that. So yeah, this is basically it. It's this ManyChat flow, and it's these two N8N automations. Very simple, very lean, very cool, and I'll show you everything in detail in a second. All right, now that you have seen the automations and what they do, here's a short explanation. ManyChat connects to Instagram and triggers when you get a new follower, and then it sends a webhook to N8N. N8N uses Data Prism to scrape the Instagram account info, and then uses AI to check for an ICP match and create a personalized outreach message for each lead if the ICP match is true. Then N8N sends back the outreach message to ManyChat, which then sends the message to the Instagram lead. Fully on autopilot, all of this happens automatically. The M tracker in the end will automatically track the outreach reason, the message, and the reply rates to improve the systems over time. This is just one feature of the M tracker, but it's crucial for us here to find out how high is our reply rate actually. When you are opening this document, you will find both templates here. Here will be the ManyChat automation template and the N8N template. And this is literally going to be a copy paste of this flow and of these two flows. And as you can see, I've prepared everything for you, so it's as simple as possible. There's only a few steps that you actually need to do, and I've written them down here. What you need to do, set up all accounts as explained above. If you do not have N8N, go ahead, get it, and so on. And it's very important that you do this first. So the steps that you need to do are actually quite simple, and I'll go through them now. First, you have to set up all accounts as explained above. Do this first because you will need all of these tools. Second, import the ManyChat automation that will be linked here. Third, import the N8N automation that will be linked here. Fourth, add your API keys and webhook URL and make sure the bot fields on ManyChat are correct. I'm going to show you how that looks like and what you need to do here in a second. However, let's move to 5. Adjust the ICP check prompt and the message generation prompt to fit your business and use case. Because the template I'll give you really works well for my business. But now you need to tell the AI who's your target audience, and if they are in your target audience, how would you like to create the message to send out to those people? And that's it. Now you're sending AI personalized outreach messages to all new followers of your target audience on autopilot. And you can play with this as you wish. If you do not want to do the ICP check, just don't do it. If you do not want to send a personalized AI message, I don't know why you should do that, but then don't do it. If you just want to use one of those automations, you can do it as well. If you want to have 3 different AI messages and 3 different prompts and A/B test them, you can do that as well inside of ManyChat. So this is all yours after you've implemented it, and you can play with it as you wish. And here's a small plug. If you want me and my team to implement the full AI sales system into your business, including this feature, you can simply book a call with me going to OmniFusionAI. In the past 2.5 years, we have built over 100 fully automated AI sales systems for coaches, consultants, course sellers, agencies, whoever is making money on Instagram through the DMs. And we're not doing it with a coaching program or anything similar. We're actually doing all of the work. It's 100% done for you. We implement it, we run it, and we improve it for you. So if that's somewhat interesting for you and your business, feel free to go to OmniFusion.ai and book a call with me to see if we are a fit. So I'm going to show you another dashboard of DM Tracker so you can actually see how this looks like when scaling. So this is the DM Tracker dashboard of one of our agency clients where we are managing this whole thing for them. And as you can see, there's some statistics in here which you can get nowhere else. This account is connected to ManyChat, so we're tracking all the Instagram related data in here. As you can see, they have sent 20,000 follow-ups in the last 30 days, which improved their reply rate by 9%. This doesn't sound like much, but this resulted in 1,356 extra conversations, which would not have happened if they wouldn't send follow-ups. So follow-ups are extremely crucial and super important if you want to maximize your revenue. And DM Tracker makes it easy to do those because you can see the follow-ups you have to do in a beautiful Kanban board based on the time that you have set up. Going back to the statistics, we can also see that this client has sent nearly 12,000 outreach messages in one single month, and nearly all of them using the DM to follow automation. However, I have to say they do not do the ICP check because it's a B2C market. There is not much they can check on the Instagram profile. So they have a reply rate of around 30% by messaging every new follower. So for this business, it's not possible to make an ICP check based on the Instagram profile, and that's why we don't do it here. And they are still getting a nearly 30% reply rate to every message, which is unheard of, which means that's 3,500 conversations that our AI appointment setter is automatically qualifying and booking into appointments for this client. And just on the side note, I also want to show you how we are A/B testing outreach messages or A/B testing AI scripts, because using the DM Tracker node inside of ManyChat, we can always choose which message we are sending out. And inside of DM Tracker, you can compare different messages or different AI prompts and figure out which one has the highest reply rate, which helps you to improve your reply rate over time. For example, as you can see, we have 2 different outreach messages here, new follower outreach 2 and new follower automation 2. And we can see that this one has a 29.6% reply rate, while this only has a 28.2% reply rate. So what we would do is we would continue with this outreach message and create another B or C variation to test it again over and over again until we find a winner that gives us the highest possible reply rate for the target audience of this account. And now let's continue here, because there's a couple things you need to adjust. When you implement this automation, there's a couple things that you need to change. Some things you can change, for example, this. This is a node where we are checking if the lead has the tag AI engaged, because as we are not having the conversations ourselves or our clients, all of it is done with AI. We have to check if our AI already had a conversation with this lead, and we do this by checking this tag. Because if the AI already had a conversation with this lead and now he's following us, we definitely don't want to send him a new follower automation, and this node is stopping us from sending that message. However, if you don't need it, you can just remove it or you can leave it as is. And here we are setting some user variables. You have to definitely leave the first, second, and fourth one. You can remove the third one if you want. We are adding the tag AI active, which tells our AI appointment setter that after this message, it needs to be active and listening to every single reply and starting the qualification, having the conversation, and booking the leads into the calendar. And with the N8N flows, the only thing you have to do is to actually switch this URL from our URL to your URL. So this is webhook number 1, this is webhook number 2, and if you click on it, you can see that on production URL, this is my URL webhook, and you're simply going to click on this, copy it, and paste it into this external request field here, because that means that ManyChat knows which webhook to talk to. I don't want you to send all of your requests to my webhook because it will land nowhere. So you have to use your own webhook over here. And then you don't really have to do anything else except for the second N8N node. You have to do the exact same thing. Go back to N8N, check for the second webhook, click in here, copy the URL, paste it in here, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to change any other setting anywhere else. And after this N8N webhook, we only have the DM tracker node, and the DM tracker node, you don't need to adjust anything because the DM tracker node is set up already with variables. You only have to make sure that your authentication token here is correctly linked with the variable. If you see anything here with timestamps or with a date or a time behind it, make sure to delete it and just input the DM tracker authentication code again as a variable. Because if you import multiple templates for ManyChat from me, from Emil, my co-founder, or from the DM tracker sign-up flow, then it will always create new variables and add a timestamp. That's a ManyChat fuck up. However, we cannot go around this. The only thing you need to make sure is that your automation looks like mine. So this needs to look exactly like this, and this needs to look exactly like this. So the only two things you can change is the DM tracker authentication token if it doesn't look like this, and the DM tracker organization ID if it doesn't look like this on my screen. And one more thing, how you can customize this even further. For me, I don't do follow-ups with leads that do not respond back for my ManyChat automation at this moment. So I say for activate follow-ups, I set false. However, if you want leads to automatically show up in the follow-up board if they did not reply for a certain time inside of the DM tracker, you can simply change this to true, and the DM trackers continue to monitor if they need a follow-up or not. And that's it. That's literally everything you have to do on this ManyChat board. So it's just 3 nodes that you go into, the 2 N8N nodes that you have to change the URL to, and that one, the M tracker node, where you just have to check if everything looks like it looks on my screen. That's basically everything you need to do. And for this to be absolutely correct, that's why I set this in this document. Do this first. It's crucial for you to set up all the accounts. So first set up ManyChat, the M tracker, N8N, and Data Prism account. It will not take you more than 10 minutes, all of it together, because you need all of these things to continue with the rest. And if you do this first, then you also will have no fuck ups with the variables or with anything I just showed you. And that's basically everything you have to do on ManyChat side. And if anything changes for that, it will be in the document, don't worry. On N8N side, you have to get your webhook URLs from here and put it into ManyChat. Then inside of Data Prism Scraper, you have to just change my API key to your API key, so you can use your own account's API credentials. This one you can simply ignore. I have a redundancy based second scraper in here. However, this is gonna be too expensive for most of you out there. This is more of an enterprise solution. Then you have to replace my API keys for OpenAI with your own API keys, and you can adjust the prompt in here. Let me show you how that looks like. So you simply have to add your own OpenAI API keys in here, and you have to adjust the prompt. Our prompt works very well for our business, but your prompt needs to be working for your business. So you can simply copy paste this into ChatGPT or Claude and tell it, hey, this is a prompt template that I want to adjust for my business. And then you simply tell it who's your ICP, what's your target audience like, and put all the specifics and details in here. And it's going to create you a new prompt that you can simply copy paste in here, and it will work. After that, you also have to change your API keys for ManyChat. So in this ManyChat node and this ManyChat node, simply go ahead to ManyChat, to settings, get your API key and put them in here. It will be very obvious where you have to put your API key. I'm going to write in the template your API key here. So simply replace that your API key with your actual API key. So in this first flow, we only need to change the API key of Data Prism Scraper, OpenAI, and ManyChat. Everything else can stay as is, and this one is not going to be part of your template anyway. In the second flow, it's even easier. I'm using Claude right now to generate the message because I just think it makes a better job. However, you can also use OpenAI. Both of these options will be here, and you can simply delete this one and drag it in here to use OpenAI, or delete it and drag it here to use Claude. This is totally up to you. And then we run this thing to see if it works. Then we have a code node. You have to change your API keys inside of OpenAI again, or inside of Claude if you want to use Claude. But if you have OpenAI already and only OpenAI, go with that. Doesn't make a big difference, to be honest, if you use ChatGPT 5.1. Then we have a node that is some code to remove M dashes and to just clean out the message a little bit. And then we respond back to the webhook of ManyChat. So the only thing you need to change in here is the API keys for the AI model, and it's gonna work fine for you. Okay, and now let me show you how this actually works. So let me run this node, and then we can see that we have sample data in here. The Data Prism Scraper has scraped the Instagram profile, and OpenAI has figured out if it's an ICP check or not. If we go in here, this is the output. We can see that Keelan was scraped, and we can see he's co-founder and head coach at Genflex Coaching. This all happened in real time. So it just scraped the Instagram profile, gave everything to OpenAI, and ChatGPT gives us this wonderful overview with, at the end, the remark if it's an ICP check or not. There is a whole lot of things. Everything about this person's life is basically in here. The company name, what they do, the offer type, the target audience they have, and even their CTA should be somewhere here. Yes, WhatsApp direct message link for inquiries and onboarding, which is not to be suggested. So this person definitely needs help with the AI sales system. However, most importantly, we can see ICP is yes. So this is a fitness coach that is selling high ticket on Instagram. So that's my ICP. And the ICP says yes. And what's going to happen here is it's going to save the details, everything it found out, into ManyChat in a custom field. And on top of it, because it's an ICP match, it's also going to add the tag ICP match inside of ManyChat. So we always know that this is our target audience, and we always know all the business details about them without ever leaving ManyChat. And with this tag added, ManyChat is going to continue the flow, tag is ICP match, and send the second request to N8N. And let's run the second request as well to see what the result is. Let's even run this code. So N8N receives the webhook request from ManyChat, runs the AI model, runs the code, and then responds back to the webhook. Let's see what came out of this. Hey Serdar, appreciate the follow. Saw you are building OmniFusion AI. What's your main focus with it at the moment? And this is exactly what we want to see. This is a super personalized outreach message, fully done on autopilot thanks to AI. And in this case, it's calling me by my name because I have been the example data, so it just created an outreach message for me. And this is how I get a 57% reply rate from only people inside my ICP using ManyChat's follow to the M feature and AI to customize the message. And now you should have everything you need to make this happen on your side as well. If you want a more detailed breakdown of every single node and how this automation actually works, I've created another video on our business page, OmniFusionAI, and I will link it somewhere over here. So if you want to go even deeper into this tech, watch that video afterwards. I just want to mention, I'm not a coder, I'm not a developer, I'm a CEO and salesperson for a reason. We have a team of 14 people doing the automations and the AI stuff in our company. However, I wanted to do this myself so I can shoot this video for you guys because I think it's fantastic technology which actually makes more money and provides real ROI. So if I said anything wrong or it was not understandable, please don't roast me too hard. Just let me know in the comments. I'll reply to every single comment. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.